Hello amazing leaders, and welcome to day 46 of the Amazing 90-Day Challenge. Today's question is the secret to learning. Are you sure you want to know how to learn more, maybe even more deeply and quicker than ever before, and be able to remember it forever? Now, you may not like the answer to this, so make sure that you definitely want to know before we delve into some of the answers. So think back to some of the biggest lessons that you've ever learned in your life. What have they been? Where were you? How old were you? What was the sort of situation around learning those lessons? And maybe at the time you didn't even know that you were learning those lessons of life. Were they in the classroom? Maybe it was at primary school or secondary school or college, university. Was it through listening to a podcast like this, or an online course, or in another type of learning environment? Where were you when the biggest lessons that you learned about money, relationships, love, business, work, the working environment, faith, spirituality, health and fitness? Where were you when they were, being taught to you? Now, this is where the secret part comes in, because in reality we learn a lot through classrooms and by listening to podcasts and watching YouTube clips and all the different things that we do. And online courses are fantastic for teaching us things we really want to look into in more detail and more depth. But the biggest lessons that we learn in life, I don't necessarily think they can be taught in the classroom. I think that they come through pain or lack of something, maybe heartache, even heartbreak, a time of desperation. That's when we're really learning some of the biggest lessons in life. So think back to some of those times. How many times has your heart been broken? Whether that was in a relationship or in business or in life in general. And what did you learn from that? Have you managed to learn from it so you don't make that same mistake again and don't have your heart broken again and again? Or if it's through finances and money, what are you doing there? How well are you learning to deal with money now? If you've had lack, do you have an abundance now? And are you sharing that with others, or are you helping and teach other people about it? Because even though sometimes we have to learn by going through that pain, it's nice to be able to help others, even to preempt that and try and give them some kind of idea of what they might experience before they've experienced it. Or if they are going through it, can you help them to get out of it quicker by giving them a hand up? It doesn't necessarily mean financially or whatever else that person's going through that problem, but it might just be that you're there for them. You can sympathise with them. There's no one better to sympathise with another person than that person who's already experienced the same issues and the same pain as the person who's going through it right now. I also think that the harder the lesson, the bigger the fall that we've had, the more distressing it's been in some cases, the more you're going to remember it. That feeling you get, whether that's in your stomach or in your gut or whatever it might be, that feeling stays with you for a long time. So don't worry too much about that. Whatever you do, don't complain about the problems that you're going through right now. That's not going to make them any better whatsoever. And as amazing leaders, we don't complain about the things that we're experiencing. What we do is we learn from them. We actually are grateful that we are going through those and that we have survived them. Because when we do that, we can look back and think, wow, how much I learned in that time through that difficult situation is going to stand me in great stead to go forward into the future. Hopefully never having to experience in some of these things ever again, because I learnt my lesson and I learnt it the hard way. So I want you to really think about some of those hard, difficult moments in your life and think, what did you learn from those? Is it a possibility that you haven't quite learnt yet and that you keep making those same mistakes in whatever area it is? And there's no judgment going on here whatsoever. I just want to be able to remind you that in those moments of hardship, we can learn, and that's the secret to learning. It's your choice whether you choose to learn or not. You don't have to. You can keep going through life and either don't even put yourself in that same situation ever again so you don't make the same mistake again, or you take the learning from that difficult situation and you fail forward so that you can keep going and keep learning. And yes, you may fail again at something else, or even the same problem but in a different way, but the signs will be there, because you will remember the feeling that you had inside of your body, inside of your brain, as to, I remember this feeling, I didn't like it before, what did I do last time to get myself out of it? Why did I say I'd never go back to feeling this way again, yet here I am? What happened? What did I miss? What was able to get through the systems and processes and different things that I'd set up before to be able to make me feel this way again? Because it's not nice and I don't like it. But I'm not going to complain. I'm going to be grateful for this learning experience that's coming my way. What is being taught to me? I don't know why yet, but it will come to light in the future as to a lesson that I've got to learn, so that I know not to make that same mistake again. So to me, that's the secret of learning through the difficult times and the hardships that we all face from time to time. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you'll have an amazing day, and remember, why be average when you can be amazing?